or Nazir Perek Tet Mishnah Dalet, fourth Mishnah, and the ninth and final chapter. This is the penultimate Mishnah on Masechet Nazir. So our Mishnah is continue to talk about, this is the third in a series of three Mishnah that talk about this phrase, Raglayim L'davar. We're going to have three different cases in this Mishnah of Raglayim L'davar, and we'll explain each one what the Mishnah is talking about, this idea of each case of Raglayim L'davar. Says the Mishnah, Kol Safek Nigaim Batchila, Tahor Ad Shelo Nizkak L'Tumah. Okay, Nigaim is another word for tzara'at. So if you have a case of Safek tzara'at, so if it's Batchila, if it's a first case, an original case, then Tahor, you can treat the Safek as Tahor, Ad Shelo Nizkak L'Tumah, until you have to declare something Tameh. But meaning, if something is Tahor, and now you have a Safek, then the Safek is Tahor. But, Mish Nizkak L'Tumah, once you have declared it as being Tameh, then Sfeiko Tameh. Then if you have another case of Safek, then you consider it to be Tameh. So in order to understand all this, you need to understand the rules of Negatzarat, okay, and just in very basics, in a very basic sense. Okay, so the halacha is, if a person, God forbid, comes down with the possibility of tzarat, so then they look at his arm, the Kohen looked at his arm and says, oh, I don't know. So the Torah says he's giro, you have to put him in solitary, you put him away, and you confine him for 7 days. And after 7 days, he looks and he says, listen, and the Torah says, if it got bigger, that's tameh. If it didn't get bigger, then we keep him for another week, and then we see, and if it stays the same, then the Kohen says, sorry, you're not or good luck, good news, you're not a tzarat. You don't have tzarat. Okay, so I'm just going to quote you the Gemara that the Bartanura tells you without reading it. Let's say Shlav 1, stage 1, the Kohen comes and looks and it says it was Beheret. There are two guys, and both of them came to the Kohen at the same time, and one of them has a Beheret the size of a grease. A grease is a bean, or I think it's kind of bean or whatever. And the other one is a Beheret Kesela. It's the size of a small coin. Okay, you're grease, you're Sela, all set, see you in a week. And then the next week comes back and he says, one of them is the size of a Sela. They're both the size of a Sela. So now, one of them definitely got bigger. One of them is definitely Tameh. But we don't know which one. That's a Safek Nega Shelo Nizkak L'Tumah. They were never Tameh. Each of them was never Tameh. Now one of them is Tameh, but now it's a case of Safek, because the Kohen didn't write that. Which one of you was the grease and which was the Sela? And they don't remember. Nobody remembers. That's the Mishnah says, go back to our Mishnah, that's a Tahor. It's a Safeko Tahor, because it's a Lo Nizkak L'Tumah. But, what's the case of Nizkak L'Tumah? Second case of Safek She Nega She Nizkak L'Tumah. Okay, stage 1. Both of them have Beheret Kesela. They have this Beheret, this blotch on their skin, the size of the coin. And the coin comes back the next time, it's Beheret Kesela Va'od. Okay, it becomes the size of a Sela plus, and then there's a third stage, and one of them, he looks again, and one of them is Sela Va'od, and one of them is Sela, back to where he was originally. So it didn't move. That's what the Bartanura says. Let's go for a second. Chazru liot kesela. Okay, and both of them went back to become like a Sela. After a week, bezeh Sela Va'od, ubezeh Sela Va'od, and then Chazru liot kesela. They went back to a Sela. Got a little confused. Sorry, let's go back. One of them is a grease, like the same one. One of them, this is grease, and one is Sela. Then they both got bigger, Sela Va'od, and then one of the guy went back to the Sela. So this guy, I don't know how long it takes, but whatever, this second person, whoever he is, started at Sela and ended at Sela. It didn't get bigger. So he shouldn't be Tameh. Okay? This guy, the one who was grease and ended Sela Va'od, he's for sure Tameh. But we don't know which one is which. So the Mishnah says, since it was Nizkak L'Tumah, both of them at some point had grown. The Sela went to Sela Va'od and the grease went to Sela Va'od. They both had grown. Therefore, they're Nizkak L'Tumah. And now that we have a Safek, nonetheless, they're both Tame'im. Why are they both Tame'im? Why? Because of the rule of Raglayim L'davar. Kevan she'nizkaku L'Tumah, since they were Nizkakim L'Tumah, we apply the rule of Raglayim L'davar. Once they were Tameh, they stay Tameh. That's case number 1. I hope it was clear. If not, you can email me. It's a little bit confusing. Second case is a case of Ziva. Zav is an emission that comes out of a person's body. We'll just stick with the men for now. Okay, Ziva. Okay, so the Mishnah said, so the stages of Ziva, another chart. The Dargot of Ziva, stages of Ziva. Okay, the halacha is like the following. If you see ziva, this emission, and it's some kind of like pus or whatever, I'm not entirely sure what it is, maybe some people are. Okay, if you see it once, it's as if you saw a carry, it's as if you saw a seminal emission, you just go to the mikvah. 2 times, now you're stuck. Now it's called the zav, and now you have to wait 7 days and make sure that you don't see another emission. Okay? You wait 7 days to go to the mikvah. If you see 3 times, that's bad news. Then what's called a zav gamur. Now you wait the 7 days, and in order to go to the Beit HaMikdash, you have to bring korbanot. It's like a sinfulness, a stage of sinfulness. Okay? So those are the 3 stages of ziva. So the Mishnah says, b'shiv'a drachim, but in order to become in order for it to be a ziva, it has to be like a medical condition from your body. If you see it for some external reason, then we say, you know what? That doesn't count, and that you're not a zav. That doesn't count as a zav. Okay, so there are 7 ways in order to check. There are 7 mitigating factors for ziva. Shiva drachim bodkim et hazav ad shelo nizkak leziva. Meaning, until it becomes a zav, for the first re'iyah and the second re'iyah, we offer these 7 mitigating factors. Okay, what are they? Ma'achal, did you eat too much food? Maybe that'll cause you to have an emission. Mishteh, you drink too much. B'masa, were you carrying some heavy load and that caused you to have this emission? Ubekvitza, did you jump? Ubecholi, were you sick? Ubemar'eh, mar'eh meaning let me see 1 second. Mar'eh, were you looking at things that caused you to have thoughts that caused you to have this emission? Ubehirhur, did you have some thoughts if you didn't see anything? So in each of these cases, for the first one or the second one, meaning the first one, you're not a zav. Even for the second one, the guy comes to the Rav and he says, I think I saw a ziva. Or the Rav says, well, let me ask you a question. Before I make you tameh, were you eating? Did you have a big meal? Did you blah, blah, blah? Right? You ask any of these 7 things. Okay, that's, you check him. Ad shelo nizkak leziva. That's before he became a zav. But, misha nizkak leziva, once he's already declared as a zav, okay, then en bodkim oto. Then you don't check him. Then those things aren't mitigating factors to check whether he's a zav. Says about tenura, ein bodkim oto, v'af im ra'ash lishid ba'ones. Even if the third one is ba'ones for whatever, like some uncontrollable thing, he had a big meal and he had bad thoughts and he was carrying a lot of weight, na'aseh zav l'korban. He becomes a zav. Meaning, once you're at the second stage, once you're here, that's nizkak l'tumah, then all bets are off the table. If you see it the third time, why Raglayim L'davar? Once you're a zav, the third one is ziva, whether or not you had a mitigating factor or not. Okay? Third thing. Mishizav ziva, ein bodkin oto. Therefore, anso, usveiko, ushichvat zaro, even if it's from ones or safek, or it comes as a result of, in connection with shichvat zaro, with seminal emission. You can look up, there's machlok about what it means, I don't want to go into it. Tme'in. All those are tameh, he's a zav. Why? Shir Raglayim L'davar. That's the phrase. It's Raglayim L'davar. Once you're a zav, once you're established as a zav, the third one, you become a zav gamur. Third case. Hamakeh et chaveiro v'amdu l'mita. God forbid, if a person commits an act of violence against another person, and it's a mortal blow. So they put you, if it's not a mortal blow, then you have to pay. You have to pay for his health. You have to pay for the damages you caused. You just smacked the guy. You hit him. You don't want to kill him. You try. Okay, but you struck him in such a way. Okay, you have to pay for his healing. Okay, if he dies, that's considered an unintentional murder. You have to go to the Ir Miklat, to the city of refuge. But let's say you struck him. You struck him in such a way. V'amdu l'mita. It was a mortal blow. 1 second. Okay. And they say that you did it intentionally. You were trying to kill him, and he's in the hospital. So if he dies, you're in a big trouble. If he doesn't die, lucky you. Amdu l'mita, and they said that it was a mortal blow. V'hekel mima shehaya, and then his condition improves. So now the question is his condition improves and he gets better, but then he suffers a relapse. La'achar mikei nichbid v'met. Okay, and afterwards his situation worsens and he dies. Says the Mishnah, chayav, he's chayav mita. Why? Nakeh adam v'met. He intended to try to kill him. See, even though he improved later, he developed an infection now and he died. You struck a mortal blow. I'm sure this is interesting in modern law also. Like if a person got better and then he didn't get better. What if he got all better and then he got sick later on? Is it a result? I don't know. They're all interesting questions. Rabbi Nechemia Omer, patur. Nechemia says, no, he's patur. Raglayim L'davar. In this case, he says Raglayim L'davar. He was getting better. So once he's getting better, we assume that it was not from the blow, but he died from something else. The Bartenura says, interestingly, that's a different way of looking at Raglayim L'davar. That once it's getting better, Rabbi Nachman says, we can assume it continues to get better. Chachamim disagree. That's not Raglayim L'davar. Okay, the last couple of Mishnah were a little bit long. Nothing I can do. Very involved. It has to be explained. We'll dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Always love comments and questions. Arspoter@gmail.com. Have a great day.